Hi, I'm Nate Johnson, owner and head trainer at Steel Strength Training. Today, I just wanted to talk to you guys about muscle confusion and why it's a complete lie. We'll touch on three things today. The first thing we'll talk about is where this myth came from. The next thing we'll talk about is why it's false. And then the third and final thing we'll be talking about is what we actually need to be doing with our programs. So the first part, where it came from. I think this word really got popular when PU90X came out, and since then it's really been all over the fitness industry. And one of the things you'll hear me say a lot of times is the reason a lot of myths are around are because they sell things, whether it's training packages or the latest exercise DVD program like P90X. People love change, they love new and exciting things, and so muscle confusion definitely sounds like a really exciting topic. It sounds like something that makes sense, and there's just a little bit of science behind it, and so people kind of push that really hard, and it got really popular. But people can't tell you why you need to do it. And the reasons they tell you why you need to do it, they're not true, which is what I want to touch on next. The reason that, or the science behind muscle confusion, is that you need to confuse or shock your muscles so that they'll continue to grow and that they won't get used to whatever exercise you're doing. So we need to always change these exercises. You need to rotate your exercises. You need to change your program up completely every 3 to 4 weeks, which is very convenient if you're a personal trainer trying to sell packages, because your client will never be able to learn what they're supposed to do on their own. They'll think they'll always need you, and they'll constantly be dependent on you as a trainer, which is great if you're trying to sell training packages. But it's false, because here's what's really happening. Whenever you're gaining strength, there's this aspect of you're building new muscle tissue, which is going to help you get stronger. But on the other end, the other half of the equation is your body is actually getting more efficient at recruiting the muscle tissue. And so part of it is you're building new tissue, part of it is like you're learning a new skill, just like you would if you were learning to ride a bike. And so what happens is, if you're constantly changing the exercises that you're doing, your body's going to have to adjust to these new exercises each time you change. So each and every time it's having to relearn to ride the bike, if you will. And so your body will always choose 10 times out of 10, if it's given an option, to make the nervous system change that it needs to do in order to become more efficient at a movement. It will always choose that over creating new muscle tissue, because creating new muscle tissue is a lot more expensive for the body to do. So what we need to do for our programs, we need to confuse the muscles, sure, but the way we do this is we put more weight on the bar. If you want to shock the muscle, put more weight on the bar. If you want to force change, make sure you're doing more reps, more sets, more weight. Something to that effect. You want to make sure you're doing more than last time. It doesn't necessarily have to be a different exercise. In fact, I would encourage you to keep the same exercises so that your body is highly efficient at them, so that any weight you're adding to that exercise is actually going to force your body to change. And now I will say this, occasionally we'll stall out on a program, so the biggest thing I would recommend at that point, yes, make a change. We need to vary up the stimulus that we're providing to the muscle, but don't change the actual exercise. Change the number of set and reps that you're doing, change your rest time, maybe change your foot stance or your grip width. Just make small changes, and this will really go a long way in ensuring that you have long-term progress. Just remember, small subtle changes, stick to the big lifts, and forget the whole muscle confusion crap. See you guys next time.